Now it's time for the Busch Open, as the Busch Series runners will have their shot here. This will be the Busch Open, 20 laps. On the pole will be Faith Johnson in number 86, and on the outside will be Ed Gardner in the 93. Row 2 will be Keith Batson and Jeremy Doobie. Row number 3 will be Grace Friedman and Dougie Shears.
Drivers, start your engines.
Row number 4 will be Ralph Green and Jason Fwong. Row number 5 will be Charles Jackson and Christian Brannon. Row number 6 will be Gabriella Bryan and Matthew Rodriguez. Row number 7 will be Hayden Klein and Alexander Wilson Leach. Row number 8 will be Mike Doobie and Adam Chambers. Row 9 will be Andre Castro and Jacob Rodriguez. Row 10 will be Casey Hutchinson and Courtney Winterbauer. Row number 11 will be Zed Weinstein in the 00 and Ken Johnson in the 01. Row 12 will be Trey Roberts and Darnell Jones. Row 13, Grace Gunnan and Adam Fiegel. And row number 14 will be Nick Knotts and Jack Richards will round out the field. 20 laps top, just like the Sunoco Cup runners in the Winston. It'll be the same thing here. Top 2 qualify. It'll be a 16-car field, as the top 2 finishers here will join Ann Batson, Tim Gardner, Dunlap Red, Emily Johnson, Jordan Hetzer, Matt Richards, Christina Cowan, Gerald Ickmat, Lena Savage, Celia Brewer, Diana Panic, Tim Freilich, Juliet Leonard, and Kelsey McEwen in the Busch All Stars. So it'll just be one more car, but everything else will be the same. So that'll be what's going on there. Caution lights get turned out. 20 laps. Which 2 are going to go to the Busch All Stars? As here they come down into turns, out of the turn 3 and 4, head down to the stripe. Green flag flies, and it will be Faith Johnson setting the tone, with Keith Batson moving in the second. Right now, as much as you want to win the race, you also should be concerned about getting the second spot. Either or will get you in the Winston, and in some cases, will get you in the Busch All Stars. And if you saw with the Winston, the guy who finished second in the Winston Open won the Winston. So it can happen. Trust me. As here's Keith Batson to try to make a move on Faith Johnson, not to happen. Ralph Green right there in the number 70. I went back to Adam Vega. Ralph Green goes to the inside, takes the number 2 spot, but here comes the number 59 of Charles Jackson. The FTP breaks Ford. I think it's a Ford. Yeah, it's the Ford. Couldn't tell from the distance. It's the car that Andy Belmont drove in the Cups back in the early 90s. A lot of people think Mike Wallace, but it's actually driven before Mike Wallace. There's Hayden Klein, the number 88 Crisco Pontiac. He'll take the number 3 spot, but Andy Belmont sets the second spot. There's Mike Doobie. Meanwhile, Faith Johnson setting the tone with the lead. But we got a battle going on. How about some 3 abreast action if you like it? We saw it. Yep, now we're going to see it with Alexander Wilson Leach, Ralph Green, and Gabriella Bryan. Gabrielle was our Daytona pole sitter. Whoa, we almost got a close call there. I almost thought he was going to tag the number 70 of Ralph Green. Gabriella doesn't. They're all safe. As Charles Jackson now drops back. Still looking tricky here. Meanwhile, up front, challenge for the number 1 spot is Hayden Klein trying to make a move on on Faith Johnson. They drag race down the backstretch. Mike Doobie's in second, and Jacob Rodriguez is in 4th. As now Mike Doobie's going to challenge for the number 2 spot that Faith Johnson has. And Jacob Rodriguez using Faith as the drafting partner. There's Gabriella Bryan. And there's, once again, Alexander Wilson Leach. Casey Hutchinson. 3 abreast coming. Jacob Rodriguez, Faith Johnson, and Casey Hutchinson. It's tight a little bit. So far, so good. Looks like we can see some touching going on. Battle for the transfer spot going on right now. Gabrielle O'Brien holds it. Alexander Wilson Leach wants it. We haven't seen much of anything from Alexander Wilson Leach, except for a couple of wrecks, but I think you would rather have the headlines being the guy gets in the Winston than being the guy that's in a caution. Right now, Hayden Klein, who actually won the Coca-Cola 600 in the Castro GTX Cup, looking to try to win the Winston here, and he sets the tone with Alexander Wilson Leach in second. But here comes the number 30 of Andre Castro. Grace Gunnan behind. Nick Knotts with help. Zed Weinstein also. And our pole sitter has dropped into the middle of the field as Grace Gunnan going to try to challenge Andre Castro, and does just that. 3 wide coming into turns number 3 and 4, going down the front straightaway. And Grace Gunnan will take the second spot. But Nick Knotts got something to say about that. Got some bumping and grinding going on, but so far looking okay. As we're creeping up on the halfway point. It'll be 10 down and 10 to go as they come by now. The Rodriguez brothers right now behind Ralph Green as they pass Ken Johnson. Jacob in front, Matthew behind. Battle for the second spot continues between Grace Gunnan, who takes it from Nick Knotts. Zed Weinstein following suit. The Rodriguez brothers starting to make a move on the inside as they pass both Ralph Green and now pass Andre Castro and Nick Knotts. There's Adam Fagel as well. Jacob Rodriguez is going to make a move to the number... Nope, he's going to make a move to the number 3 spot, and not going to happen. Zed Weinstein blocks him. He's going to take the number 2 spot as Gunnan moves up high. Now the Rodriguez brothers makes a move. They have not had a very good year. They want to at least start it with a good turnaround here. Zed Weinstein high. Zed Weinstein's going to let Jacob Rodriguez go through. Brother Matthew's going to follow. So now Jacob got the transfer spot, but Matthew... Siblings is going to do some battle for that last transfer spot as Hayden Klein currently leads. 13 laps in the books, and Matthew Rodriguez has got the number 2 spot, but you got still that STP Pontiac of Adam Fagel. Adam Chambers right behind in the Ford. Meanwhile, still it is Hayden Klein leading. Now Matthew Rodriguez is in second. Here comes Adam Chambers to try to get the 3rd spot away from Tim Fagel. Matthew Rodriguez is going to try to challenge Hayden Klein for that number 1 spot. Adam Chambers is in 3rd, but here comes the number 40 of Courtney Winterbauer right behind Charles Jackson. Rodriguez still leads. Still in second with that transfer spot. He's going to make a move to the inside of Hayden Klein. Matthew Rodriguez is now going to pull it out with 6 laps to go. Adam Chambers following suit, having 2 drivers who are looking for turnarounds, and what better place to start it with this event. Matthew Rodriguez, who's already got himself a few wins in the Castro GTX Cup and runs very prominently in a bunch of other series. Adam Chambers as well. They battle, they drag race to take the number 1 and number 2 spots. But here comes Gabrielle O'Brien now. 5 laps to go. Mike Doobie's now going to get in there. Adam Chambers leads. Mike Doobie's in second. There's Christian Brown in the Dentine 87 Lumina. Goes into 3rd as now Matthew Rodriguez starts to drop back. There's Jason Vlog in the Detroit Gasket Olds. 4 laps to go for Adam Chambers. There's Dougie Shears. He's looking to try to get it in the show. There is Darnell Jones as well, the Sitco Buick. Mike Doobie's going to make a move to the inside of Adam Chambers with the help of Christian Brandon, who kind of stagnates him, but now Adam Chambers is going to get passed by Mike Doobie. 3 laps to go. And here's Jason Wong to try to get the number 2 spot. 3 to go. Chambers pinned on the high side. Nowhere to go. As now Jason Wong gets the number 2 spot. Mike Doobie's got the number 1 spot. This time by it'll be 2 laps remaining. Still anybody's race. Who's going to get into the who's going to get into the Busch All Stars? Battle for the lead now going. Jason Wong's going to try to get it from, he's going to get it now from Mike Doobie. Grace Gunnan right there. This time by white flag. And Jason Wong currently leads it. But you've got the freight train coming, led by Grace Gunnan, Zed Weinstein, Grace Friedman, Hayden Klein. Gunnan's going to get passed by Zed Weinstein. White flag for Jason Wong. Can Jason Wong hold off the field? 3 wide going on in the middle with the Doobie brothers and Darnell Jones. But that wasn't going to happen. Jason Wong still leads. He's got enough momentum. Checkered flag going to fly. Who's going to get the number 2 spot? That's going to be the poised question. We know that Jason Wong's going to get it. Who's going to get number 2? It's going to be Hayden Klein getting the 2nd spot. In a 3-wide finish, it will go to Hayden Klein to get into the the Busch All Stars. Jason Wong will get the 1st spot. Hayden will get the 2nd. Grace Friedman, a good showing for 3rd. Zed Weinstein, Jeremy Doobie, Grace Gunnan, Keith Batson, Darnell Jones, Dougie Shears, Mike Doobie, Adam Chambers, Faith Johnson, Christian Brandon, Ken Johnson, Jack Richards, Casey Hutchinson, Jacob Rodriguez, Gabriella Bryan, Adam Fiegel, who's showing good, but now he finishes 20th. Matthew Rodriguez was as I was alluding to. Trey Roberts, Courtney Witterbauer, Nick Knotts, Alexander Wilson-Leach, Ralph Green, Andre Castro, Ed Gardner, and Charles Jackson rounds out the 28 cars in the Busch Open. But we know who's going to the Busch All Stars. It will be our winner of the Busch Open, Jason Wong, and Hayden Klein will get the 2nd spot as they will join Ann Batson, Tim Gardner, Don Laprad, Emily Johnson, Jordan Hetzer, Matt Richards, Christina Cowan, Gerald Ickbat, Lena Savage, Celia Brewer, Diana Panic, Tim Freilich, Juliet Leonard, and Kelsey McEwen as part of the Busch All Stars that'll be coming up next.